Hi. It's been quite a while since I've done a video. Last year was kind of a tough year for me with my brother passing and having to bring my dog over the Rainbow Bridge. And, you know, with all the political stuff that's been going on, and I just didn't really want to get involved in it. But we're in a new year. You know, a lot of things have changed, but there's one topic that I really want to address, which I don't know that I did before, but it's extremely important, having gone through a lot of about what I'm going to talk about. As many of you know, my spouse has had Alzheimer's diagnosed about 5 years ago or so, but whatever the case, and she's been in a care facility where she gets excellent treatment, and things have moved on over the last few years. At the time, a number of years ago, I was really looking for a support group to go to, and the one I knew of right off the top of my head was at my local VA medical center. And I knew of them because in the past I had, through my VFW post, collected donations for them, and we had supported them in a number of their requests. And so I just said, well, you know, I'm going to call them up and see if I can take part in their support group. And I was told, no, you can't. And the reason for that was that the way the VA protocol, and you can go on their website, I'm not saying anything that's not out there for public viewing. You can go on their website and it'll say that the Caregiver Support Program from the Veterans Administration is for caregivers of veterans, not for veterans who are caregivers. And so while the VA has a lot of support programs that I did take advantage of, the support group through their caregiver program was not one that I could participate in. And anyone who has been through a caregiver role knows that it's always great to sit around a table and just talk to people who have gone through or are going through the same thing you are. So I took it upon myself to try to help change things at the VA. Fortunately, I knew someone who gave me the names of the department heads in Washington. I contacted them. I said, hey, this is what is going on. They said, and they acknowledged very openly, yes, this is a problem, but the way the protocols are written, there's really not too much they can do about it. And if you get more into the weeds on all this bureaucracy stuff, I started contacting other VA facilities to see what they do. And for example, if you were to call up a VA medical center and tell them that you were a veteran who was a caregiver, what kind of support can you get? Some of them are just going to, say, sorry, we can't do anything for you. Others are going to kind of skirt around the protocol, and because they're concerned, which I think everyone at the VA is concerned, but some VA facilities will just go around that protocol and give you names, give you help, and what have you. Unfortunately, that VA was not in the area where I live. So I started sending emails off to Washington, contacting other people. We contacted our local congressman. Nothing ever came about. We contacted our two senators in Washington, both of whom never did anything. One of them is a veteran, Tammy Duckworth, I'll call her out, never responded, let alone showed any concern. The other one, Dick Durbin, he's got his head someplace else, I don't know where. But anyway, so there's really no support out of those elected officials. And upon investigating this subject matter further, I discovered not only is it for veterans of my age group, I'm a Vietnam veteran, so yeah, I'm a little bit older than many, but younger veterans also face the challenge of being a caregiver because their parents or their spouse or who knows who needs care from them. And being a little bit older, I knew a few places that I could go for support, but younger veterans, if they don't have the social experience or wherewithal, they don't know where to go. And so this whole thing, to me, is something that could be easily resolved. Just change the verbiage from veterans, from caregivers of veterans, but to veterans who are caregivers as well as the caregivers of veterans. And that opens up the Caregiver Support Program to those veterans who want to seek support from the VA. Quite frankly, people are going to say, well, we've got to figure our budget and everything else. Hey, you've already got this stuff budgeted. These things are already in place. It doesn't require a rocket scientist to figure out that if 2 and 2 is 4 on this hand, 2 and 2 is 4 on that hand. The programs are in place. The money is already in place for them. All that's being asked is that the VA offer support to veterans who are caregivers. There's going to be millions and millions of people, spouses of veterans, who are going to fall upon some sort of illness in their lifetime. It might be a stroke, it might be pneumonia, it might be mental illness, who knows, whatever it's going to be. Those veterans are going to need support. They're going to need a place to go to. So, yeah, recently Congress passed, and I've got the article here about how they passed the Dole Act, which is good for caregivers of veterans. And the VFW made a big deal about how they supported this legislation. Well, I've contacted the VFW too, and no reply, no response. So as far as I'm concerned, veteran service organizations, unless they take up this initiative, they're really spinning wheels and wasting my time in trying to contact them to try to get something going on their part to assist those who they're supposed to be assisting, and that being veterans. But in any case, I wanted to bring that out to you, that there's a lot of support programs out there, and to those veterans who are dealing with the issue of being a caregiver, if you can't get support from your local VA facility, and take advantage of the whole health program that many VA medical centers offer, because it will be of help to you. But as far as a support group is concerned, instead of going to your VA medical center, I would reach out to my local vet center, because vet centers are much more prone to giving help to veterans such as those who would be a caregiver, as opposed to the VA medical center. I mean, let's face it, vet centers were started because the VA wasn't servicing Vietnam veterans dealing mainly with PTSD. So reach out to your vet center if you have one in your area, and we'll see what goes on. I'm going to be doing another video on this subject in maybe another month or so, as I see what kind of responses come in. I've got still a lot of questions out there to people waiting for answers, but for the life of me, I don't understand, if there's already a program in existence and all you want to do is just expand it to a group of people that, quite frankly, aren't going to cost you a dime more in that program, why don't you make it open to them? And finally, the thing I'll say about the Caregiver Support Program that was just recently passed under the Dole Act, Commander-in-Chief of the VFW says that this is going to reduce veteran suicide. Well, you know, I got news for you, buddy, comrade, that the suicide rate among a veteran who is a caregiver is much more a reality potential than a caregiver of a veteran. The pressures that a caregiver gives that has no support, the depression, the downside that they feel sometimes, those are all steps to depression, steps to feeling guilty, and could be steps to veteran suicide. So be careful with words that say this is going to reduce veteran suicide. It might. I pray to God that it does, but always bear in mind that there are other groups that face perhaps greater pressures that you are not addressing, that have as high or maybe even a higher risk of taking their lives by suicide. So in any case, I hope everybody has a great day. Think about this topic. Prepare yourselves if you think that you're going to have to be a caregiver somewhere down the road, because the worst thing that could happen is to be unprepared. So in any case, like I say, I'll be doing another video on this, another month or so. We'll just see what happens. So thanks a lot. Have yourself a great day.